Good morning, and welcome to Bumblebee Junction. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you can see behind me over here, I have gotten everything cleaned up on the front porch just to make another mess. But we're going to start getting into the depths of January and February, where it's going to be the coldest here in Tennessee. And that means it is crafting season. So, I'm going to go ahead and start working on a few things. And if you haven't seen the little short videos that Mark has posted, you should go see them because they're hilarious. Now, he did tell me that he was making them to give me a few days break right now after the holidays, but I'm here to tell you that he really enjoys making them, and he has had a fit of the giggles for every one that he has made. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get to work. Got a few things I want to do, so hold on and we'll get to that footage. Okay, one of the first things that I want to do is I have all of these apple gourds. They are last year's harvest, and they have completely dried, and I have quite a few of them. Now, I did say before that I would offer these up on Etsy, but the one thing is, with the shipping rates right now, it is not conducive to shipping these. They cost way more to ship than they're worth as a dried gourd. But Mark could put up here in the comments or something. If you absolutely want some, he can put my email address up here, and we can come to some kind of an agreement. But as a whole, it's just not conducive to shipping them just as a dried gourd. The time length is too long to get them to you, and the shipping costs are well more than what they're worth as a dried gourd. But I am going to offer the seeds once I get these cleaned up and get them cut open. And I do have about 3 or 4 projects that I would like to do with them. The first thing I want to do, you can see that they are covered with a bit of dust and a little bit of fungus. That is what they look like when they are completely dried. And I'm going to go ahead and get these cleaned up. Now, it is a couple-step process. And the first thing that I'm going to do, and the reason that I cleaned everything up out here, is I'm going to take a green scrubby, and I'm going to knock all of that off. Now, I am doing this outside because you don't want to be breathing this. It is about 40 degrees today. You can see all the stuff flying off of it. It is a bit chilly out here, but I would certainly rather be doing this outside than in the house. Now, if you do it inside, you want good ventilation and you want to be wearing a mask, but I am outside. It is cold and the wind is blowing a bit. So I'm just going to knock off what I can with the green scrubby. And that will show you all these wonderful markings on here. And I know a lot of people really like their gourds cleaned up and they want that top skin off to take all of these off. But I tend to like to keep them this way. But I will also go ahead and go in the house and wash a few of them and show you what that looks like too. But I have already done it with the green scrubby. Now I have a piece of steel wool. I'm going to prop it up on my knee and give it a real heavy scrub. And that really brings the color out in it. I don't know if you can see that on camera quite as well as I can in person, but it gets down to the top layer of skin. And to be absolutely honest, apple gourds I think are my favorite of all of them. And I do have several, I do have several projects planned for these. Yeah, that right there really shows the really pretty colors and stuff that come through on the skin. But it can be a bit of a messy process. But yeah, they're so pretty. Now I'm not going to give away right now exactly what projects I have planned, but I do have quite a few of them that I have brought up, and probably 2 or 3 of them I am going to have to go to the craft store and get a few supplies, but there we are, all cleaned up. And I'm going to go ahead and take these inside. I'm going to wash them up a little bit, and I'll show you how to wash them and how to let them dry back out. But you can't hear the seeds rattle around in there, but I will show you how to take the seeds out of them while keeping this completely intact. So, hold on, and we'll be right back. Okay, I have one cleaned and scrubbed gourd, and this one's really neat because it's got some, I don't know, let's just show it to you. It's got little bumps on it, and it feels really neat. But I'm going to go ahead and get this one cleaned up. Don't really like doing it. I'm just going to admit it. I don't really like doing it. I love all of the different markings and stuff that nature has put on it. But if you can see the shine on that, the skin has an outer waxy coating, and all of the mold and fungus scars and stuff on it. I really don't want to do this, if you're wondering why I'm fumbling around with it. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this on camera one time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the sink up over here with hot water. I'm going to make a weak bleach solution with just a little bit of bleach. And since these tend to be really light and float around, I'm going to hold it down with a heavy ceramic bowl. I'm going to leave it in here for about 15 minutes. And yeah, really don't want to do it, but I will one time. But I'm going to go ahead, get the sink filled up, and put a little break in here so you can watch me do it, but I know it would be a little bit loud with running water. So, I'm going to go ahead and get that done. I'm going to let it sit for 15 minutes, and then we'll be back to show you the next step. So, hold on. Okay, I'm going to slip my mask on because I'm indoors. And this has been soaking for about 15 minutes. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this scrubby. Make sure we've got enough light here. Let me open this curtain a little bit. Alright. I'm not sure if you can see the difference, but that right there is what I just scrubbed off. And it doesn't take that much pressure to do. But you can see the different color coming through. And the skin that's come off. Now that is just a waxy outer skin. And it doesn't take much to get it off. But there you can see what's coming off there. Now, if you get to doing it and you have blemishes that are a little bit deeper, you can use a little bit of sandpaper to get to those. And once you get this completely scrubbed off, it will require some time to dry. So I would put it in a nice dry spot and leave it for a couple of days. But you can see the difference between what I've scrubbed and what I haven't. I'm going to go ahead and finish scrubbing this real quick. So I'll put a break in here so Mark can speed it up just a little bit. Okay, now I have rinsed it and finished scrubbing, and you can see all the bumps that are on here. Now if you don't want that on your gourd, you can definitely sand that down, but I really like that. And it also brings out the different color variations in the underlying skin, but if you feel it, it's not as slick as it is with that waxy coating on. But there are no more mold spots, fungus spots. You're down to just the gourd itself. And like I said, you can, if you want to take it down further, or you want to get any of the bumps or imperfections down, you can always sand it. But I really like that one exactly the way it is. So, probably set this aside, let it dry for a few days. That one has some really pretty bumps and a different color of the skin. You can see where it was sitting. But, yeah. They are really nice and they do come out really pretty. And when you do paint them and when you paint them and dye them, they will act a little bit different when you take the wax coating off. But, yeah, really happy with the way that came out. It's really pretty. I didn't want to scrub all of the natural skin tone colors away, but did get all of the deepest black patches off of it. So, that's really all there is to it. You can always take it a little bit further if you want to, but yeah. Now we're just going to sit and dry for a few days. Okay, actually before I put that away, I just want to bring this one out here. This is one that has been just scrubbed and cleaned, and you can still feel the slip of the waxy coating on it, and you still have the black markings and stuff on it. And compare that to the one that's been washed and scrubbed and had the waxy skin taken off. It has a little bit less of a shine to it. But, yeah, I tend to like to leave them a little bit more natural. But I do admit, they do look awful pretty when they're cleaned up. But this one is clean too. It just still has its waxy skin on it. And this one does not. I'm going to go ahead and get this one put away to dry, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to get ready to take the seeds out of the bottoms of these gourds. I'm just going to open a hole in the bottom to take the seeds out so that the entire rest of the gourd will be left intact. But I wanted to show you this again. This is the one that I scrubbed all the waxy outer skin off of, and it's getting pretty dry. I will leave it for a while longer, but I wanted to show you the difference under different light. This is one that has had the waxy coating taken off. And these three, I've left the coating on and scrubbed them. Now I will use a warm damp cloth to go over them and wash them one last time before I do anything with them. But these I am not going to take the waxy coating off. I'm just going to wash them just a little bit to take the remaining dust off. But I am going to make a dusty mess when I go ahead and open these up, so I'm going to save that for the last step. So, I'm going to use the Dremel to do it. I have a sandpaper disc set up on the Dremel. Just going to put a hole in the bottom, and then I'm going to run a bottle brush up in there and get the majority of the seeds out of these three gourds. Now, I will be offering the seeds on Etsy here in a few days, but I am going to put a little break in here so that I can turn the Dremel on, and Mark can put some music or something to go over it because it can be really, really loud. So hold on, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have this one opened up and cleaned out, and that is all of the fluff and the seeds out of the gourd. Now we will be cleaning these up just a bit, and we'll be putting those up in the Etsy shop here in a few days. Probably by the time the video airs, or before Saturday for our live stream. But it is really soft. It's kind of surprising, but yeah, that's what comes out of the center of the gourd, and you have to sort through it, get rid of the dried fluff in there, get the seeds cleaned up. I'll show you up close what the seeds look like. I don't know if the lighting's good enough. There we go. But I got one done. I got 2 more to do. And I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry, I put the mask back on. Those are the insides and the seeds out of 3 apple gourds. I have put a nice hole in the bottom of all of them. And got a nice big pile here. But I also wanted to show you, I don't know if I can do that very well, how thick the walls are on these gourds. But I don't know, maybe you can see it there. Those are really nice thick walled gourds. That one's a little bit thinner than the other, but it's still a really nice thick shell. But that is about going to do it for today. And I'm just going to let this sit for just a little bit, let the dust settle down, get it cleaned up a little bit, and then I'm going to go back through and take the seeds and separate them out. So yeah, it is a little distracting because the dried matter on the inside of the gourd is actually very velvety soft. So yeah, might be a squirrel moment because I think it's really neat. But I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this cleaned up and finished up, and I'll be back to talk to you in just a minute. Okay, so that's all the footage that I have for today, and I am still a bit of a dirty, dusty mess, and yeah, gourds are one of my favorite things to craft with, and it does make a nice big mess, but yeah, I still gotta go get cleaned up. But I do have a whole lot of seeds and a few gourds already ready to go into a little bit more of the crafting style of videos for a few days. And I'll show you what I got. I have gotten into some of my stones, and I have ordered settings for those, plus another setting for a special project that is going to be on back order for about 2 weeks. So as soon as the settings get here for these stones, we're going to go ahead and have a little fun in showing you how we set gemstones into sterling silver. The one that is on back order and coming is a special project, and it is actually in white gold and not sterling silver. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys put back away because I have a tendency to put things somewhere, keep them in a safe place, and lose them. But it is a little bit chilly outside, and when I get back in the house, get warmed up, get cleaned up a bit, so I should probably go ahead and get on out of here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Don't forget to ring that little bell to let you know when I'm making another big mess in the craft room. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, anything at all on your mind, please leave them in the little box below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Yes, I am starting to shiver. I need to get back in the house. So, don't forget we love you, and we'll see you in the next one.